right. What's going on, gang? Bit of last-minute housekeeping here. Good afternoon. Ooh, it's a chilly one. Thanks for being here. My name's Alan Cox. Say hi to Bill Squire.
Hey, creepy hugs.
Mary Santora is in Midtown Manhattan,
What up?
where they broke their snow drought, I read.
It snowed here last week.
Did it?
Yeah.
I don't know what they were making a big deal about. They're like, New York broke a 700-day snow
No.
drought. I'm like, that
Maybe
can't
it's
be
like
right.
the amount of accumulation they have.
Is that what it is?
I have no idea.
It didn't accumulate last week, but it snowed for like a full day. And
Well, I
then
don't know
it
what
snowed
they were
again
talking
last
about
night.
then. They were making all kinds of. They said the I-95 corridor snow drought is over, which is not exactly good news if you live there, but whatever. Poundcake's back in Studio G.
Afternoon, white people.
He is warm and toasty in his own little room there.
I could be warmer. I could be toastier.
Well, fart.
Okay.
See,
Yes.
see if that does anything.
Yesterday, though, it was fine in here, but when I went to the bathroom exactly one time, and I kid you not, it was like 3 degrees in there. I don't understand. Because it was Martin Luther King Day, they just assumed no one was going to be in there, but
No,
it
it's
was,
always freezing in the men's
But
room.
it was worse. Like, it's usually cold, but I could see my own breath in there when I walked in yesterday.
I'm just happy that at some point they fixed the hot water. Because you'd wash your hands
And you
and
get
the
blisters 'cause it's
the
so
water
cold.
would never get warmer. Well, they did something, and now there's hot water in there. So I don't mind that it's still 20 degrees in the men's room because when I'm washing my hands, you were washing your hands with ice cold water.
Ooh, child,
before.
the ghetto.
What's that?
I said, woo, child, the ghetto.
Well, listen, you get what you get, and you don't make a fuss. But it is nice to have warm water when you're washing your hands.
It's nice to have an in-suite bathroom. 2 steps out. It's actually warmer in the bathroom than it is.
You're talking about there at
in
work?
Here. I am.
Wait a second. You don't have a bathroom in the studio.
Not in
No,
the studio,
but
but
it's
it's
2 steps
in the-
outside.
That would be
Yeah.
the real flex.
You guys have to go out into the
Oh, yeah, we
peasant
don't have
world.
one in the suite. That's right.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
We have an en-suite.
Like Bill has at home.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah, it's through my
nice.
closet.
Through his closet.
A big
Very
old walk-in closet in there. And there's a bathroom.
You've
with
got a
a
walk-through
shower.
closet.
Yeah.
Well, so then why, we were having this conversation yesterday, why don't you lock the bathroom door? Like if Bill said he locks his bedroom door.
Because you can only get to the bathroom through the closet. Locking the bathroom door is just going to do nothing. It's going to lock me out of the bathroom.
No. Instead of locking your bedroom door, if somebody came in, why wouldn't you run into your bathroom and lock yourself in the bathroom?
If someone... I think you're missing the point of this. It's not a logical reason I do it. It just makes me feel better.
Oh, well, pardon me for thinking that you were employing logic in your decision making.
No.
That was a compliment to you.
I appreciate that.
I trust that you're making
But-
decisions based on logic.
But then if I were to run into the closet, again, the closet and the bathroom, they're still already in my room, and they're going to be between that, so I wouldn't even be able to get over there. So it
You'd
doesn't
be
matter.
pushing yourself further into
Yes.
bad territory.
Yes.
Let me ask you this: if that were to happen, since we're gaming out the hypotheticals here,
Mhm.
if that were to happen, could you pretend to be a coat? Could you hide in the closet behind all of your clothes and then pretend to be a coat?
I could probably do that.
Yeah. And then they look and they go, "Welp, he's not in here.
He's not in here.
Just those 2
That
legs."
that is an interesting coat with legs, though.
Well, fashion takes all kinds of different forms these days. Fashion
But I also
is,
don't
is
really
an
keep.
amazing and fluid part of life.
That's my clothes closet. So all my coats are in the front closet. I
Could
don't
you
have
pretend to be
a clothes?
a shirt?
Clothes.
Could you disguise yourself as a clothes?
As a shirt and a pants all hung up together.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't think I would get away with it. I think I'm best off just trying to fight my way out.
Now, what kind of hangers are they? Are they wire? Are they plastic?
Mostly
Are they-
plastic. I
are
think
they
I
the
got a mix.
non-slip felt kind? That's the kind I use.
I have some that are plastic and they have like a little like rubbery part on them
Mm-hmm.
that helps with the non-slip thing, but most of them are just plastic ones.
If somebody got far enough into your bedroom, do you think
Mm-hmm.
that you could hide? And let's take off the table you pretending to be pants. Let's say that wouldn't work. But do you think you could hide yourself enough so that if the person got in there, you could grab one of the hangers and then hook the curved part into their nose and start pulling them around the apartment that way?
Well,
That'd be
again,
a very
they're-
painful way to
they're
get attacked.
They're plastic, so it'd probably break off almost immediately.
I see.
So I don't think that would be the way that I go.
Do you think that you'd have enough time to be back there and perhaps sharpen that curved part into a point, like a punji
I
steak?
said, I have measures in place if someone breaks in.
Uh-huh.
I'm not going to reveal what they are.
Nor should you.
But
I don't want to know about your Home Alone schematics
Right.
that you've got.
Also, my dog sleeps in my bedroom, so she's going to be screaming and barking and going crazy. If
Is she a
somebody
good guard
breaks in.
dog?
If someone comes in the house, she'll pop up and alert me for sure. Yeah.
Every dog has its own kind. Well, every pet really.
I don't know if she would attack somebody,
Yeah.
but she'd definitely be alert and be, But then I got to keep the dog safe because I don't want anything to happen to my dog.
Well, every dog has its own personality, right, so to speak. Some dogs go bananas when they see a dog on television. Other dogs, that doesn't register with them. Some dogs, they see themselves in a mirror. They go crazy. They think it's another dog.
My dog doesn't go crazy when she sees herself in the mirror anymore, but she will just go, "Arr," and I'm like, that's you. And she goes, oh, yeah.
Oh, my dog freaks out if there's thunder. Like we have to put the thunder shirt on her. She'll just vibrate around the house if there's thunder, or if she even catches a whiff of an oncoming storm. That's kind of how we can tell. We don't need a barometer. We just feel the dog. And if she's vibrating, first I'll get out my dress shoes and I'll buff them on her torso, and then I'll put those back. But and she'll also, anytime she hears like a doorbell or a door knock on television, she thinks it's our house. And so she'll go crazy and start barking.
So if somebody
But
knocks on my door.
I would frankly rather have that than a dog who thinks a dog on television is they're standing there barking at the TV.
My dog will do that from time to time.
I don't want
It's not
to.
all the time. And it also depends. It's not always a dog. I was watching the new Ted series on Peacock, and there was a few times when she saw Ted, and she's like, what the hell is that?
The teddy bear.
I don't blame her for that. I do that. It's actually kind
You
of
bark
creepy.
at your TV?
Well, I was going to say it's learned behavior at our house because every time I see a human on television, I go bananas. I think it's me. So I imagine that my dog. What?
And then Gwen's like, calm down. That's Rachel Maddow.
Right. That's not you.
Chill out.
I said it looks exactly like me. She's like, that's Chris Pine. I said, like I said, honey, looks exactly like me. I go,
I don't know about that, but I don't know about say Chris Pine.
Now you sound like my wife. Yeah, she went overboard for that Jeremy Allen White Calvin Klein. She's not usually prone, at least not in my presence, usually not prone to outwardly drooling like that. But boy, where he's lying across because he's in killer shape for that wrestling movie.
Yeah.
And he's white hot right now, right? He's recently single, just won a bunch of Emmys last night for The Bear. And he did this Calvin Klein ad where he's climbing up the side of a building, up a fire escape in his tidy whites, and then sprawls out in this.
In this little couch chair.
Yeah, and boy, I mean, these ladies were moister than an oyster when this thing came out. And
Not just the ladies.
The fact that The Bear won for, like, I think it's a great show and I enjoy it, but when they keep calling it a comedy, I'm like, man, that is it's a great show, but it is, the laughs can be few and far between.
I think comedy in television has become such a broad category that now anybody that just, if there's a couple of jokes in it, a lot of that's strategic too, the way they'll classify certain shows, but it's almost like they just take a rubber stamp and put, this is a dark comedy.
Yeah.
They go, in that there's a funny comment per episode, or...
I haven't seen The Bear, but I'm wondering if maybe you don't get the nuances and jokes because you've never worked in service industry. If they're like inside jokes to...
You're not talking to me.
I'm talking to Bill.
Oh.
When did I not work in the service industry?
He was a dishwasher, Bob Evans.
Yeah, for like a minute, and also
He still had to say behind chef.
No, you don't.
I assume they call him chef at Bob Evans.
Behind
Yeah,
chef at Bob
they go
Evans,
Bob
and
Chef.
there's no bartenders and things like that there.
But I've worked within the bar culture long enough and been
It's not
in
the
a lot
same.
of bar
It's
people.
food service. I think it's
Being-
kind of.
I've
Being in,
but I get
like,
the nuance of it. And again, there's not even a bar in this show. It's just a kitchen. I get the culture and everything. And like I'm very aware of the culture. But it's like you haven't watched the show, so you haven't seen like
I was
there
just
are
asking.
funny parts.
Yeah, I don't think you would
there's-
consider it a comedy.
Yeah,
either, Mary.
you'd watch and go, oh, it's the most stressful show I've
It's
watched.
very entertaining. It's a great
It's
show.
a great
very well
show.
written, very well acted.
The characters are great. There's growth. There's it's a fantastic show, but there's not a ton of jokes.
Okay.
Yeah. Except the main character is a bear. No, I'm sorry, that's Ted.
Oh.
It's called Ted.
They should have switched them. Did you watch Ted?
I keep trying to get Gwen to come along with me to watch Ted, and she's like, the teddy bear? I'm like, so I have a feeling I'm going to be watching it by myself.
I really
haven't
enjoyed
started it.
Dana Gould was involved in it, and
Love
usually
him.
things he does, I'm a big fan of, and Ted is another case of that.
Yeah.
It's very
I like
funny.
the movies, and no Mark Wahlberg. That just makes it even better.
The kid that plays a young Mark Wahlberg is really funny, too.
Although the guy makes a mean hamburger. We finally stopped at Wahlburgers over the break. Pretty good. Pretty. All right, I got to take a break. If you want to send a text, 35192 to get me there. You can call live if you like. You can listen anywhere on the iHeartRadio app.
The music we listen to all year long.
The anthems that were our soundtrack for 2023.